Awesome. Welcome to yet another episode of One on One with our expert therapist. And here we are with Amanda Martins, who's an expert counselor with us. And he has various skills and expert in anxiety disorder, grief and loss of loved ones, stress, relationship conflicts, infidelity and trust issues, premarital counseling. And today, in particular, we are going to speak about premarital counseling and relationship enrichment. Over to you, Amanda. Please give us some insights and a brief introduction about yourself.
Yeah, for sure. So, hello, everybody. Um, I'm Amanda, and I'm working as a couples counselor with HealerBuddy. And so, there's two features that are options for you to choose when you do couples counseling. Um, Either you're looking at how do I set up and strengthen my relationship, which would be premarital counseling. Of course, you don't have to be married or getting engaged to use that. Um, but it is a main category that has existed. And then there's also relationship enrichment, where you're looking at issues, let's say, of trust, or looking at how your relationship is developing and seeing, okay, well, what's the challenge we're dealing with, or what's coming up next. And so so basically it comes to a point where you make an appointment with me, and we sit down together and talk about where you'd like your relationship to go, what you'd like to talk about. And so it's focused on a positive direction for your relationship.
Awesome. Some interesting facets of relationship and premarital counseling we are going to talk about. Before we get to that, happy to invite all our viewers and audience to drop in their thoughts, any comments, or if you want, please drop in any questions. We are happy to answer that. We have got an expert out here. Yeah, so let's jump in right on. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, what is premarital counseling and relationship enrichment counseling?
Yeah. So, premarital counseling is when we take our relationship, we want to take it to the next level, whether it's becoming uh, more of partners than just dating, or even if you are going all the way to, let's say, marriage, and you want to know, okay, how can I know more about myself and my partner compared to, what's going on for my partner? How do I know whether our values line up? Sometimes there's discussions that are hard to have. Let's say, like, talking about, um, spiritual compatibility, or talking about finances, about whether we want to have a family in the future. And how do I figure that kind of stuff out on my own, right? And so, whether it's premarital counseling or relationship enrichment, uh, they provide an option where I can come and sit in with you as a facilitator and as a counselor to help you guys to have those questions and to actually feel closer to each other as a result of it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's interesting. What resources do you use for this type of counseling and why?
Yeah. So just as a baseline, as a couples counselor, there's a couple different theories and things that we have used that we're trained in. But I also like to use some resources that are evidence based and that have been proven to work. So, one of my main resources that I offer is to use the Prepare Enrich program. So, that program is working with an assessment that you answer and that your partner also answers. You do it around the same time so that you have, what is fresh in your relationship right now, that it's the same for both of you. And so you do the assessment, it comes back to me, and I can use that to help guide our discussions. And they actually have some activities too, which are kind of fun. So yeah, so I am excited to use Prepare Enrich with my clients here at HealerBuddy. Yeah.
Prepare and enrich. Is prepare enrich a test for our relationships? Is this like a compatibility test? Does this come from a judgment area?
Yeah, those are good questions, right? What's the point of using something like this? And do I think that it's like relative to where we're at in a relationship, right? So something that Prepare and Enrich is clear about when they train us is that this is not a test, not a test of are you a good enough person, not a test of should my partner and I even be in a relationship, right? Um,
Mm.
it's all it is showing is a reflection of what your values were and what your personality is like on the day that you take the assessment. So, what it ends up doing is actually helping to show kind of a kaleidoscope of what your relationship is and who both of you are in that relationship. And so, no, it's not meant to be used as some test to approve or disqualify you from your relationship or from going further on in life. I think, too, the fact that you're there doing the work is already a massive sign of you're actually ready to enter into a relationship like this. Um, yeah, so like yeah, I can only say good things about people who are courageous enough to work hard on their relationship like this. Yeah. And
Interesting. So, what does the assessment cover?
so the assessment covers a few different areas when it comes to uh, areas that we would consider compatibility, let's say outside of the assessment. Um, so that we can gather information about what your values are, what your expectations are, and how you grew up. So the assessment covers things like conversations about your values, about if you have any spiritual beliefs or practices that you use. It might be about like finances, communication styles, um, a wide variety of things that take care of how you show up in your relationship. They actually have 13 main areas, but we don't have to go through them all. And so, yeah, the assessment covers those things. You and your spouse both answer the assessment questions. Takes about 30 to 45 minutes. And it starts just with a small fee, which you can pay directly to Prepare Enrich. And otherwise, it's just regular couples counseling with HealerBuddy and myself, obviously. Yeah, so that's kind of how it looks. Yeah.
We have a question. So, is this a mandatory thing that you need to do before we meet any of the clients meet up with you, or it's an optional thing, like to give you an assessment kind of a scenario, a tool before they come in for a meeting with you?
Yeah. So I like to meet my clients first. And this assessment is offered just as an add on that would help to enrich and inform our work together. So, if you don't want to do the assessment, we definitely don't have to. If you just wanted to tackle a few issues and try and strengthen things, it's just as valid as using the assessment. Um, and yeah, so so and even before I would use Prepare Enrich with a couple, I meet with them first to see what their goals are. There's a few questions that I need to ask you so that I can provide the right version of the Prepare Enrich assessment for you. So yeah, we would meet once, we would talk about it. Your informed consent is really important. So I make sure that you can ask any questions that you would like to. And so I would, after that session, there would be an email sent to you with a link to Prepare Enrich. Your first, the first part of the couple that opens it would pay a one-time $25 USD fee directly to
Mhm.
Prepare Enrich. You would do the assessment, 30 or 45 minutes. That would be sent back to me. And then I'll make an appointment with you guys again. And then we can start working on it together.
Got you. So in the first session, you go over what all things that you're going to do, and give them an assessment if they are willing to do a test, and they could come back with that, and then start off with the second sessions, and then be prepared for the next sessions. Correct?
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Mhm.
Question here. This is talking about a couple, which is who's asking how much in advance should they come in for a premarital counseling? Is there a timeline, 1 month, 2 month, or what do you suggest?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, because life doesn't always show up at the right time. Sometimes we have opportunities that come and we didn't know they were there before, right? The great thing about Prepare Enrich and about just couples counseling, period, is that I meet you where you are. So, if you don't have a ton of time before your wedding and you'd like to, go through Prepare Enrich just so that you guys have less of the jitters before your wedding day, um, I think like the program, let's say, would prefer that you would have, let's say, 6 or 8 weeks to work on it. But there's nothing saying that you have to complete everything before the wedding, or that we can't put together a version that will serve you uh, and help strengthen your relationship in the meantime. And of course, this program can be delivered before marriage and after marriage too, as relationship enrichment. And so the fact that you're just willing to show up is awesome. That you're showing up for your spouse and for yourself so you guys can live a good life together. So yeah, we can be flexible. I Yeah, part of therapy is just meeting people where they're at, and that's my joy.
Awesome. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
um, and what does a program look like? Is it regular couples counseling?
Yeah, I like to kind of integrate it with couples counseling. If you're not interested, let's say, in um, like a lot of super personal, or I'm thinking more like getting into things like trauma, let's say, or if you're dealing with certain issues that need more time, something like Prepare Enrich can help us to just kind of get a glance over the landscape of your life, and you can decide where you want it to go from there. So if you're just in it and you're like, we just want to do some work to strengthen our relationship, great. If you do the assessment and you realize that there's certain things in your relationship you want to work on, let's do it, right? So it's all about being flexible. That's how I deliver my services. So yeah.
Great. What if we need more help in specific areas of our relationship, like trust issues or navigating an emptiness situation?
Yeah, there are situations that come up in life, and honestly, they come up for most couples because our relationship develops and changes over time. And, let's say trust issues, right? Trust issues happen when we're unable to really meet with each other, to make things right, to care about how our spouse is feeling, or sometimes that we've been on the receiving end of something unfair and that it does affect our relationship over time, right? Or even uh, like empty nest syndrome, right? It's a time of life when, let's say, your kids are growing up and moving out and moving on with their lives, and you get this realization of how you've developed over time, you've changed over time, and then you notice, oh, my spouse is over there, and who are we now? And so, yeah, in those situations and other situations, it all comes down to who you guys are as a couple. And my job as a couples counselor is not to consider one person or the other and to have, let's say, an alliance with them. My job is to counsel your relationship. And so that means that I meet both of you where you're at, and we look at how you're relating and how you are close to each other. Most problems even aren't about the problem itself. They're actually about how connected do you feel? How do you respond to each other? And are you comforted by your partner? And so, yeah, so I'm here to meet you where you're at. There are different things that happen over a lifetime of long commitment that yeah, it's great to talk about those things. It's a great way to get closer to each other and to settle some of the things that are holding you back. And so, yeah, it's great to have that opportunity. And that's what
Awesome.
couples counseling is all about. Yeah.
Awesome, Amanda. Awesome. Thanks for throwing in those insights and light for us. Um, Today we are facing with a lot of challenges, which is not seen maybe 5 years back, or maybe since COVID times, or even with the financial or the economic situation.
Yeah.
um, Couples are facing a lot of different kind of situations now. What encouragement do you have for couples today?
Yeah. Well, regardless of the circumstances that face us, there are certain things that just happen over the course of a lifetime. Just like a person has, let's say, potential health issues or disability that develops over life, so too a couple's relationship has different stages of development where problems slash opportunities exist.
Mm,
And so um, I think it's a great encouragement for couples to know that they're not the only ones who are dealing with these sort of issues, whether it's circumstances that have come up or just natural challenges to the relationship. And yeah, it's good to know that we're not alone, and it's good to know that, you know, we can't necessarily control what our partner does, but if I love my partner and I want to show up for them, or even if there's just a twinge where, let's say you've got conflict going on and you're just not quite ready to hang up the towel yet, right? You're not quite ready to end things. Come and explore. Come for couples therapy and do your best that you won't have regrets, right? And I'm not here to tell a person whether they should continue or not, but please know that there's options where both of you can be cared for, and uh, where things can, yeah, that they can be just a bit softer. Um,
got
that's what
you.
my job is. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much amount of empathy in you. I see that already.
Yeah.
um, how did you know about HealerBuddy?
You know, I was looking for a way that it would be simpler for me to find people that want to get help, and also that clients would have a simple way of getting through things. And so then I came upon HealerBuddy, and I feel like it was meant to be, because it's about meeting people within what they can reach at that time. And maybe you're a parent, or maybe you're taking care of your own parent, and you don't have time to leave your work and or leave them alone and go and get help, right? And so HealerBuddy allows us to just meet you at your home. even for someone who's got, let's say, chronic illness and stuff, um, I deal with that myself. And so, it makes things accessible. And as well, online therapy is proven to be just as effective as in person, except for now you're even more comfortable in your home, which takes down some barriers, which I'm all about that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the whole objective behind HealerBuddy. We created this platform so that clients can meet at their convenience and their comfort,
Yeah.
removing any kind of stigmas or accessibility or commute towards the clinic and wasting time. Get right on with your life blockers, remove them, and move on with your life. Yeah, did we miss any questions? Let me just check. And platforms, all our platforms. I don't see any. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, awesome. Um, so here at HealerBuddy, we have come on to this stage in November, and what we are offering, as always, is no sign up fee, no subscription fee till the end of December. You only pay the therapist charges. That's our offering to you for 2024. Take the most of it and take advantage of it. Um, and meet up with Amanda for a longer session or an in depth analysis in terms of relationship issues, or for that matter, relationship conflicts, premarital counseling. The way how you can find her is go to HealerBuddy and look for her name, or key in those issues that you face, and she will pop up along with other therapists. You are free to choose the one you like. Yeah, so that in a nutshell is what we have to offer. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you for taking out time and giving us this first one-on-one on uh, premarital counseling and relationship conflicts. And we look forward to the other sessions where we are going to discuss about other topics.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. Yeah, it's great for clients to be able to see, like, what's it like to actually sit with one of us. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to meet everybody, uh, getting to meet my new clients. Um, yeah, it's worth, just, even if you're not sure, just try one session and see whether it's for you. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much, guys. So we'll see you soon.